Good morning, Crittermanders, and welcome everyone to another Season 2 episode of Cosmic Crit. This is Patrick, your Game Master, your podcaster here, hoping you all had a great week off, but we're back. When you're listening to this, I'm just going to be getting back from PAX East along with Jabert, but I am actually recording this as the convention is going on. I had an awesome time showing off Starfinder Society today to new players from all over the world. And if you're one of those players that I met at the booth, I hope you enjoyed Scenario 116 Dreaming of the Future. I had a lot of fun going through those quests. And if you found either of us during the convention and got some Cosmic Crit swag or snapped a photo, we just want to say thank you. We hope you had a great weekend of gaming. And if you weren't able to attend, but you want to keep up to date with all of our convention schedules for this year, follow us on Twitter at Cosmic Crit or join our Discord channel to keep up to date. Speaking of our Discord, today is the first day of signups for games as players for CritterCon 2. That is our online convention run through the Cosmic Crittermander Discord Lodge. If you want to play with other fans of the show, or learn how Starfinder Society gameplay works, or if you just want to get in some online gaming with friends, join our Discord today, make a Warhorn account, it's that simple, and you can see as those games go up, and you can start to sign up for them. We've got about 40 different tables set up, including chances to game with authors of the scenarios and some friends of the show, including Jason Keeley and Kate Baker. We are also running special scenario 199, the Scoured Stars Invasion, and this is a huge multi-table event scenario where anywhere between 40 and 80 players are going to be playing across, multiple games all at the same time. Space is limited to first come, first serve, with some tables having a suggested donations for our charity, Doctors Without Borders. But no matter what, the main thing is that we want people to have fun that weekend, make some new friends, learn how to play Starfinder, and have a good time. This podcast, honestly, has been a blessing in that it has given me, personally, Patrick, a bunch of new online friends whom I can share my geekiness with. And CritterCon 2, I just feel like that seed that I planted with our podcast is finally blooming into this phenomenon of gaming and fun, and I cannot wait for that weekend, and that is April 26th, 27th, and 28th, so sign up now. I know this episode comes out on April Fool's Day, but yeah, we have no tricks up our sleeve this year, sadly. We're just excited to keep rocking through Season 2. We're sticking to the story and the adventure that is against the Aeon throne. So join me in enjoying this week's action-packed episode in number 78, entitled Of Mist and Men.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
Strike a pose, everybody vogue, and let your bodies die to the crit hits. Die to the crit hits, vogue. Welcome back to Cosmic Crit. This is your GM, Patrick, and Patrick don't preach except to tell you that this week's episode is in a league of its own. Like a virgin, we plan to critically fumble through conversations and play Starfinder tonight, but I can't do it by myself. If they live to tell you their characters' names, I will need to introduce my 5 friends and your 80s/90s era icons of pop. To my right, don't cry for me, Nacondas. The truth is, the mist is quite obscuring. It's Tyler playing Keith.
I'm crying already.
To his right, we're living in a critical world, and she's a cosmic critical girl/woman. It's Rebecca rockin' Talara.
Hello.
Across the digital table, when he's down on his knees saying a little prayer, he's still like 6 feet tall. It's Miles with a win.
I was kind of hoping for borderline, but I'll take that.
To his right, his laser pistol is quicker than a ray of light while he's flying. Here's Jabert bringing Bumfuzzle.
Hey.
And to my left, like a vanguard, dipping his toes in the entropic pool for the very first time, it's Drew running with Taz.
Good evening.
How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. I understood those references, so
Yeah!
awesome.
Trying to run the musical gamut here on these intros this season. We talked about the crazy lists I've generated. But what we haven't talked about yet on the show is Crittermanders and fans' reactions to your guys' new characters, which we've been getting back and getting fun stuff like amazing fan art already, some monstrous out there, and people making your heroes into Hero Forge minis. What do you guys think about the reaction? Is there a clear-cut favorite so far?
Oh, Bumfuzzle. No question.
Easily. Pretty simple.
I don't know. There's some people that are like, really, Bumfuzzle?
I have not seen that reaction at all.
I have not seen that reaction either. So I don't know what dark corner of the internet you've been hiding out on, Patrick. But.
Or Discord.
He literally was hiding out in episode spoilers.
I mean, I was there too. I didn't see any disappointment about Bumfuzzle.
And second up after Bumfuzzle is Tyler's drone, Idis.
Yeah.
Yeah. People love the flavor of a biomech Akata. And pointed out on our Discord, thank you, very astute Crittermanders. I think this was actually our good pal Max over on Shooting the Crit, that both Nikithi and Akata have a weakness to salt, which I didn't think of. Tyler, you said that's why you did it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was specifically why I did it. I was scrolling because I knew when I decided that I want him to be biomechanical, I thought, well, I could make up a creature, but I thought it would be more fun to bring a creature from the Alien Archive or Alien Archive 2. So I just started kind of paging through them. And when I came across the Akata in Alien Archive 2 and I was like susceptible to salt, I just kind of went, oh, I've got to write in a reason for this. And so in a extended backstory scene that maybe I'll share someday, there's an explanation for why he chose that, but it is directly linked to his own susceptibilities to salt, which I think is pretty fun.
Like father, like son, as it were.
Idis is female.
Like daughter, like father.
There you go.
Like slug man. Are you guys ready to get back into this thing?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Totes my goats.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You know what time it is. What happened last time on Cosmic Crit?
Talara used her smuggling experience to devise a way to the target while avoiding heavy artillery.
And then we landed the Phoenix Respite in a secluded area. We started a trek through a disgusting forest, cloaked in fog, which reduced our hero's visibility. But despite all that, we still managed to run into an Aslanti patrol.
Bumfuzzle shows off his tricksy combat skills, slicing and dicing, but finds himself in a pretty tight spot. Luckily, he's saved by Talara's infernal frenemy.
Wind smashes an Aslanti scout's head in, and then rolls like absolute garbage for the rest of the game.
Frustrated with his performance in the battle, Kaz roughly handles the bodies of the IVSC troops and uncovers an odd tattoo on their backs.
And you guys fought off those Aslanti, moved on. Something else is coming through the woods. That's where we left off.
Yeah, it's the scene from Jurassic Park World.
You took
where the guys
Jurassic Park World?
Jurassic Park :
There's no
Jurassic, is it just Jurassic World?
It's just Jurassic World.
It's just Jurassic World. Okay.
No, Jurassic Park World is the one that's in California, and so they go to Jurassic Park World, and they all have a very nice time. It was not a very exciting. No.
There's also the Lost World Jurassic Park, which was the sequel.
Yeah, I was kind of getting. I was kind of getting.
Well, don't forget about the Lost Jurassic Park World.
What the fuck are you guys talking about? Stop.
Is it from Lost World Jurassic Park, or is it from Jurassic World?
I think
It's got to be from Lost World Jurassic Park, because that's the one with Ian Malcolm in it. And then the team of scientists gets chased from the Rex. They go into the long grass, and then the one scientist throws his backpack like an idiot and is like, "Don't go into the long grass!" And then they
Okay, stop. I haven't seen this movie. Spoilers for what we're about to encounter. So we saw rodents or something in the jungle, in the mist. What's next? Patrick?
Well, everything starts to attack Nikithi for some reason. I don't know why. it's like they're drawn to some extra dimensional force that really hates Nikithi, and Nikithi's dead now. So let's go ahead and mute his microphone. Get that? No, you guys, you took a short rest, continued walking through the woods, but then started hearing these weird sounds in the mist, strange alien hoots and hollers. I need everyone to make a perception check for me.
We are not very perceptive.
No, we are not.
I think the highest here was a 16 from a Kaz, and true, that was a 12 roll, right?
Yes.
No, or I think mine might be higher. Yeah, mine's 19.
Ooh, nice. Oh, so this is a straight roll, 13 for Nikithi. Tyler, so excited. You're the only one that is able to indeed get a view on one of these things. Obviously, right behind you, in the mist, dropping down to kind of the forest floor level. You're in this thick grass, and you've seen all these little creatures scurry out of the way, but this one popping up behind you, you get a good look at. This looks like the creature that is making this hooting and hollering along with some others. And it seems like dozens of them are surrounding you. What Nikithi sees is a small 40-pound or so looking arboreal creature, and they have these electrically glowing eyes, brown fur coats, but with a blue mane around their neck and head. Let me show everyone what they look like, but fortunately right now only Nikithi sees this one almost sneaking up behind you.
Nice.
Cool.
It does look kind of like a weird monkey that went into a hair salon and was just like, I want to show the inner me to the world.
I want to be a YouTube star. Please tie my hair blue.
I want to be a YouTube sensation. Make me blue.
It's pretty cute. I think it's pretty cute.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's save
Was he
your
the
thoughts on that
fourth member of the Blue Man Group?
after combat. Oh, the peanut gallery is in full effect from Oh boy. We are in initiative turn order as this thing is coming for you. But first, we're going to do a surprise round. Let's just do a quick roll off Nikithi and this beast that seems to be gunning for you.
Just using our initiative?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got you there.
Yeah, I'll say roll a 19 on the dice. Yeah. Ouchies. Everyone else can roll in, but first things first, Nikithi, you're starting us off with a move or a standard action.
I'd like to use a free action to warn everybody of, because they still don't know. And so Nikithi would say, behind us, friends, we have some trouble. And then I think as a part of that, can I roll a skill check to maybe try and observe this creature and maybe glean some useful information from its biology, or just the way it's kind of carrying itself? Since like we said, this is like an undiscovered planet, so I probably don't know what they are exactly.
This
but maybe
could be a life science. Try and figure out something about these things.
Okay. Well,
we live in a sci-fi universe where many creatures share traits. You've seen one arboreal, blue-haired kind of monkey creature. You've seen them all. Okay.
Yeah, so I got a 19 on that roll.
Okay, so that's enough to know at least one thing about these, because they are kind of rare. Is there anything in particular you'd like to know about this creature?
Let's go with special abilities.
You can see a very special ability happening here. It seems to be tingling, and almost like there's a bit of a static charge through its fur. You can see it kind of crackling out of the tips of its fingers. It's like it definitely has some kind of electricity ability that looks like it's about to shoot at you. Oh. Spoiler warning.
Okay, then Nikithi. I can't use my drone in this. Can I? This round?
Yeah, you can. Either a move or a standard.
Okay, so as a standard action, I'm going to take full control of Itis and have Itis. Now, can Itis also make a move in a standard?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. So I'll just have Idis make a move to get right up in this. The one that I initially saw creeping out of the brush.
Yeah, it's only about
came up behind us, so
maybe 20 feet away. So yeah, you can see it even through the mist.
And then he'll verbally warn everyone about ranged electric attack.
Right. Since this one has had one of the creatures move up on it, it feels very threatened, which means it is going to try and bite Idis, because it's standard action here. So attack roll. What is Idis's KAC?
Idis's KAC is, I know I have this somewhere, 14.
Great. I rolled a 10. That's a miss. Maybe latches onto one of the head tentacles, but can't get through what it thought would be very soft blue skin, but is actually like a synth weave, you know? So no damage there. Cool. You guys, having been warned, are looking around in the trees trying to spot these things. One of them does move down and drop to the floor. Another one you perhaps do not see is going to take a shot at one of you. It's to the far south in the tree line still, but is close enough to see some of you guys. I think I can actually see everybody, so I'm just going to randomly see who's getting that shot. Everybody except Idis. Of course, I called it at the top of the episode. It wants to kill Nikithi. So,
Joyce.
This is indeed a burst, a charge of electricity that you see kind of light up, and it seems to arc its way through the mist, almost riding it and kind of bouncing around. And it's coming right for you. Now, this is a attack against your EAC. What is Nikithi's EAC?
Pretty low, 13.
All right, let's get this tech roll going. A 9 on the dice. That's a hit.
Still hit? Yeah, I thought so.
Don't you worry about that. Of course, that's a hit. And 2 points of electricity damage. Just good old-fashioned electricity damage. You feel a short, sharp blast of electricity down your spine as you're turned the other direction trying to deal with this other creature. And yeah, it's about 10 feet up in the air in the dense tree coverage. This one here to the south. That is the surprise round. This other one takes his action to move down to the ground. There are at least 3 of these things within 30 foot of your guys' party. You hear many more in the jungle outside. These ones look like they have come down to challenge. We're in normal turn order, and we're almost the opposite of the initiative turn last time, because we're back to Nikithi. Nikithi at the start. Getting a lot of you, Tyler, already this episode.
Yeah. One thing I should clarify, because we did have such a cool artwork reveal last week, or since we, in real life,
like 3 weeks ago.
Artwork. Yeah, a while ago. But I did want to clarify, his artwork has, on his left appendage, he has the plasma claw, some kind of like, it's like the, I can't even remember what I modeled it after, but Nikithi otherwise has no weapons. His art does, because it's cool. It's a weapon that he created, which is why I wanted it in the. It's kind of based off something that's in I think Armory, and it's also based off something that I had in his backstory. But he doesn't actually have it. So when I don't ever attack with him, it's because he doesn't have a weapon to attack with. Okay, he's gonna have Idis attack this monkey with a melee attack. And so let's see here. Come on, numbers.
All right. Nope. Natural 2.
Ripping natural 2.
And now it's back to these creatures. Rolled very well. You guys did not on this initiative. This one on top of Idis is going to try another bite attack. As much as she failed last time, she triply fails this time. I rolled a 3. Great. And I think this other one's just going to try and attack Nikithi again. Had good results last time. Let's try it again. 18 on the dice that time. Yeah. Ooh, much better. This is a D3 for electricity damage. 1 point of electricity damage. So not too bad. They're like cat, dog, small dog size, so not generating that much of a shock. This one that is on the ground is just gonna move straight into a big bear, a giant blue bear. It sees maybe something that looks like mother and wants to.
Does that provoke?
Not moving into your squares. If it was moving past or through, it would. But it is not going to make a ranged attack. It's going to make another bite attack and try and dig into that fur. Now, what is your KAC for win?
My KAC is 12.
All right, a 10 on the dice. Still flat-footed as well. That is a hit.
No!
Wind's going down, Julie Brown. And 3 points of piercing damages. Yeah, these little fangs dig into your ankle. It's a teeny ankle biter.
Okay.
All right, and boy, oh boy, next in the turn order is Win with an 11 on the initiative roll.
All right, so...
I was nice enough to come right up to you.
Win sees this thing kind of just like gnawing on him, and he's kind of amused. He's just like, get him. And he is going to try to kabonk him with his Junk's sensor.
Alrighty.
And he's going to miss.
Excellent, yes. A 6 on the dice. I can guarantee that will be a miss. That brings us next to Kaz. Drew, how are you doing? You're like in the middle of the pack here, middle party.
Yeah, but I think Kaz can get all the way over here, which will probably provoke.
You're moving past this creature, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if you're just making kind of a straight beeline through it, it is possible to provoke. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Oh, you vanguards and your disgusting wanting to get hit. Masochism at its worst. All right, I'm taking the bait. See if this monkey can bite you as well.
Monkey bite.
Nope, I stick at rolling. Take that.
All right. So with that said, Kaz is going to, now that he is a flanking buddy with Wen, he is going to attack with an entropic strike. That is going to be a 17 attack plus 1 for get him, 18 plus flanking.
What kind of attack is this?
I'm going to do bludgeoning, because entropic strikes can be either acid or bludgeoning based on whatever I decide in the moment, and I'm going to choose bludgeoning.
Right, but they're always against EAC, so
Yes.
17, that's like well beyond a hit. Are you punching, kicking? What's happening?
He is going to strike with a fist because he is mad and he wants to hit something with his hands because he hit nothing last week.
Yeah, you punch.
I mean, in the
this
fight
thing.
that we just had.
How much damage is it?
It is 6 points of damage.
So you punch this thing into a furry, bloody pulp, and you see electricity kind of arcing out of its body. It's dead. It's well dead.
Hey!
One punch man.
Well done, Kaz.
Jeez, yeah, overkill with the get 'em and the flanking, but very, very down for the count. Let's go next on to Bumfuzzle.
All right. Yeah. So I'm was about 5 feet away from this monkey that just got punched to death, and I can see this shock of blue hair shooting electricity at Nikithi up in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
So I take my my trusty laser gun, and I with my other hand I hold up a mirror and I try to like flashlight it. I'm going for like really basic technology for these monkeys. So like I'm like, look
This
at this
monkey
look at this.
is wearing its sunglasses. It has no effect. This is the cool monkey.
Oh no, not the cool one. No.
No, try to make that trick attack and see what happens. Oh my god.
Does a 35 do it? Does a 35 do it, Patrick? I don't know.
Wasting these natural
What
20s.
the
Disgusting.
I'll
okay.
roll another one.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
So broken.
17. Well, rolling high numbers is kind of what breaks this game pretty easily. 17 on the dice. It's a hit. It's well a hit.
Alrighty. So that's also going to be 6 points of fire damage.
Yeah, so scoring this thing a very bright display shows up in the tree line above you guys as its fur catches on fire from a single well-placed laser blast. It looks like it was readying another electrical shock at you all. But yeah, you see a flaming monkey corpse falling from the tree.
And then I wink at Nikithi. I say, wink, wink.
I still do not like you.
Talara, we're on to you.
I haven't had much opportunity to participate this fight. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, you could have left some more monkeys.
There is still the one that Idis is threatening, so I'm going to pull out my laser pistol and shoot it.
Great. Yep, you're shooting through Nikithi, a friend, but it doesn't matter because you rolled very well.
Oh, good. I'm glad. So that's going to do 4 damage.
15. This is against EAC, and that is a hit. And yeah, you score a pretty major wound on its shoulder, but it is still up. And we're at the top of the turn order again with the turn 2 in Nikithi.
Once again, he's going to have Idis take a swipe.
Oh boy!
Oh, cool! I rolled a 19, which
19 on the
turns out to
dice.
22. Yeah. Let me roll some damage. Let's see. That's gonna be. Oh, is that max damage for me?
Max damage for Idis. Yeah,
max damage for Idis. 6 points of damage.
That's all it takes. These small creatures, they go down pretty quick. It's dead. Idis tearing it apart, just fur and blood covering the drone's mane. And with these beasts slain, perhaps the most daring of this pack that's surrounding you, you hear animals, 60, 70 feet away begin to retreat. Now they're 90 and 100. Then you just don't hear their anymore. Anybody? We're out of combat. And nice. I think after your first knowledge roll on these things, Nikithi, you're pretty sure you might have just wandered into this creature's feeding glen. As you look around, you see remains of small animals they've killed, little shocked boll weevils and things like that. Their leavings and things. So this looks to be the creature's kind of hunting grounds.
They weren't endangered, were they?
Question.
Oh, yes, Miles.
So these creatures are dead, and I'm a bear. Can I eat one and get some SP or HP back?
What?
I'm a bear. What do you think?
Do you not know the rules of this game?
No. Have I not made that abundantly clear the last year and a half?
Oh my god.
Let me ask you this. If a human ate macaroni and cheese, would their wounds close up?
I'm not a doctor, so I don't really correct answer.
Hang on, let me go get my wife. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Miles, how many of these 3 small 40-pound creatures would you be interested in?
Just one, a light snack.
Oh man, if you had gone for 2 or 3, that would have given you some HP back. But unfortunately, 1 does not do it. It's like
then I'll eat 2.
beef jerky. You've already said the 1. I'm sorry.
Oh come on.
No,
I feel like no matter what I said, it was gonna be the wrong answer.
Well, we'll never know.
Miles, Starfinder doesn't have any good old-fashioned Castlevania wall meat, brother. It's just not a thing.
This one that caught on fire from Bumfuzzle's shot is like almost well cooked, but it's a very stringy meat. Yeah, it's not good eats.
I mean, we've been impaled and gone to sleep and been better. So I don't want to hear about how natural these rules are.
Yeah, I went and asked Marina, and she said, "Yeah, if you eat mac and cheese, it makes it all better."
See,
so there you go. So munch away, sir. Munch away.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
that was an honest question.
I mean,
that makes it worse.
I don't think you're trying to lie to me, but it does not do anything.
Real. I have a real question.
If you did eat and then sleep on the meal, it would heal you.
But yeah, because that makes sense.
All right, Tyler, another question.
Oh my gosh.
Try to follow that one, Tyler.
Yeah, I was going to say, so with the life science that I was able, for Nikithi's life science role, he saw that they were able to generate electricity. So he was wondering if, I think he would wonder if he could maybe harvest the, whatever maybe biological component that they have, which allowed them to produce electricity, or if there's just nothing that you can harvest from these creatures.
Yeah, no, go ahead, I guess. That's creepy. It's just like this weird sack under their jaw, but
Okay. No, probably not. Low roll, 14.
I didn't assign a DC for dissecting these things, you sicko.
You know, I bet you could make vanilla out of part of this thing.
Ooh.
There's some Discord chat from today.
Let's go on to the XP totals, because we're out of combat, which means you all winning this fight. It's XP time. This was a CR1 encounter, if you couldn't tell. It's pretty much bare bones as far as combat goes.
Wait, Wynn didn't die, did he? We don't have to collect bare bones.
Yeah, we don't have any bare bones.
Oh, boy.
Oh. Wow.
Another notch on the bear puns for this season calendar. Not enjoying this at all. You won this fight, CR1 encounter. It's worth 400 XP for each of the 5 of you. 100 XP each, which puts everyone at what, Tyler?
550.
Oh, boy.
500.
No, 500.
I still want that 50 I tried to squeak out last week.
You don't get 50 for carving up these dead creatures.
Oh, dang it.
All right.
For some bonus XP.
Yeah, so what do you guys want to do now?
Weren't we still
Keep
going towards
going.
that town?
Yeah, you're like not even out of the
was-
mountains yet.
Yeah, we're gonna keep on.
Yeah, this is, even though this is their feeding ground, there's nothing to like search for. There wouldn't happen to be like a dead body with a laser pistol, right?
That I could eat.
No, these guys are not very adept at taking down medium-sized creatures. You haven't noticed,
You did say that they were rare. Is there anything about them that we could salvage?
they're not really rare. They're just, this is an alien world, fairly unexplored, so you've not seen them. There's probably 500,000 on the planet or something.
Wow.
Very large population.
All right, well, let's move on then.
20 minutes or so before you come across in these foothills, these mountains, what looks like a small campsite next to a larger cave entrance. It is empty when you walk up on it, and by the time you can see it through the mist, you're amongst it. You see what looks like sturdy open tents, some mining equipment, scientific devices under large tarps, and a sign marking this location as BTEP-2.
Do we know what that stands for or what it might indicate?
Maybe a culture check. See if you've got any clue.
Okay.
Natural one's not going to work.
Second natural one of the night. So we've got a couple of good rolls here. Perhaps some of the scant reports you've read about this planet marks this as one of the little geological mining survey locales that surround the town. You're probably still a couple miles out, but you are in the Blue Tin Mountains, and this is what it is known as a Blue Tin extraction point. Seems to be perhaps a mobile campsite. Maybe miners will rotate between them because there's no one here now and don't really see signs of anyone. But Kaz, as you step forward into this space and you all kind of looking around, we see your character react physically as you shake your head. All of a sudden, you're looking through the elements of a different helmet's hood through a red screen filter. We see a very similar mining camp on a distant moon years ago. This one built inside a small crater and covered in bodies. At this time, a voice reaches out to you through your helmet. It's a very familiar voice, one you've heard in your mind.
Kaz, forget the past. We do today what we can with the ghosts of yesterday.
Standing in your mind's eye now is an ancient-looking Kasathan with taut muscular arms beneath flowing red robes and scarves covering its face. It is your vanguard master, Joran of the Clan of the Hidden Fist, bearer of no banners, House Transcendent.
Summon your training. Tap into the infinite ocean inside. Harness the pain of the past to form the crucible of your present.
I will try, Master, but my anger, it returned.
Your weakness is your strength. Summon your dream.
The voice kind of dissipates as this feeling subsides. You're able to catch yourself, and perhaps it's a good time to remind everyone that Kaz has a number of memories of his early life completely blank. It's only the last few years since being rescued by Sedona that you've been able to recall your training with this Kasathan master. But yeah, before that, just flashes like this one. Don't remember your family, your childhood, but bloody scenes like these do pop up every once in a while. Get through the filters, the psychic blocks, things like that. Does anybody else see this happen? Looking for Kaz?
I mean, should we roll perception, or we just
Anybody that wants to, or I mean, perhaps multiple people see. Does anybody react?
I guess Win would probably notice since he's right next to him.
Kaz, are you all right?
Thank you for your concern. I am fine.
If you need to talk about something, please. We're stranded on an alien world. We don't need any surprises.
I appreciate your concern, but no. Let us continue.
All right, you heard Kaz. Let's move out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone's been here for weeks, but you realize you're on the right track. You can find a small trail leading south out of the mountains. You're able to climb a very natural sloping valley to get down to ground level forests. And the mist here, thick as pea soup, and very hard to kind of keep your wits about you. I think those maybe at the front of the party can barely see those at the back if you turn around.
Follow my nose.
But yeah, it's not too long before your ears begin to prick up.
Oh?
You hear a rustling in the bushes, maybe 100, maybe 80 feet in front of you. Something seems to be running in your direction. What do you all want to do? You've got a move or a standard action here before it is upon you.
I'll use Infinite Worlds to interrupt its movement.
Oh, now, what is that, Rebecca?
So Infinite Worlds is a Wishwarper ability that I can use twice a day, and I can make an area of ground difficult terrain.
Okay.
At level 1 anyway.
Let me set up another map. We're going to our third map on Nacontis so far. You can see about 30 feet ahead of you. Looks like there's some natural rocks kind of jutting out of the forest ground here. Maybe a small copse of trees and bushes in the middle obscuring line of sight. But you're pretty sure on the other side of this clearing, you can hear the trees open up a bit. Something is running towards you. You are creating some difficult terrain, is that right?
Yeah, and it's actually a 10-foot radius sphere. So I imagine this is still misty area, right?
It's very misty, yes.
Yeah, so I think she would call on other planes and make the mist even thicker, such that you literally cannot move through it without some difficulty right at the entrance to this area.
Okay.
So a 10-foot sphere of just very, very difficult to move through mist.
So it's kind of like Jello? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
This is a horrible dimension you're summoning.
I know. I called upon the Jello dimension, and I brought it here.
Disgusting. So yeah, doing so. Maybe you guys at the front can just see what looks like the the mist go from somewhat translucent to this weird opaque undulating airwaves. It does not look very hospitable. Anyone else a move or a standard? You guys place yourselves here on the map. Anything else you'd like to do?
How tall are these rocks that are poking up out of the ground here?
Let's say they are a sweet 10 feet.
Okay, cool. Could I run over and clamber up onto them? Athletics.
Yeah. You're only about like 10 feet away from one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe make me that roll.
18?
That'll be enough.
Oh yeah.
Scamper up top.
Oh yeah, I'm up high.
When?
I was just going to ask, could I roll, since this thing's coming towards us, could I roll an intimidate check and try to like roar and scare it?
You can try. It's a lot easier if you know where your target is. But are you wanting to say something as well?
Oh no, I'm just wanting you to do a bear roar.
Oh, straight up bear roar.
Yeah.
Is Miles going to give us a bear roar?
We'll see. If
let's
this
have it
is a
reflect the
success-
rule.
If this is a success, then maybe.
Yeah, let's do it.
It is not a success.
Oh, it's a 4 on the dice, but wow,
he opens his mouth to roar and just coughs.
That's why you should use your own beautiful singing voice more.
You got a little bit of that Jello in your mouth.
Yeah, it's pistachio pudding.
Right. Nikithi, Kaz, anything?
Kaz is going to move closer to where we think the trap is going to be laid, to just be closer to range to attack what needs to be attacked if necessary.
Awesome. Tyler, anything?
Nope. Nikithi's just going to crouch down next to his drone and wait.
Pray. Awesome. So, running through the mist, full tilt, is a medium figure. Bounding through the fog. Kaz, I think, is the only one maybe close enough at the start here to get a good look as it careens head first into the creepy jello fog dimension. You see a laser pistol in one hand. It's an older human male, maybe mid-40s, darker hair, some grays, a gap tooth, smile, and a fairly generic set of very dirty armor. And right before he steps into this cloud, running in awkwardly, just starts to swim through it, out of breath, says, you're not part of, they're coming right for us. We're in initiative turn order, everybody. A bullet shot rings out from the fog behind this man, splintering a tree. Flank! And you hear a small timber creak and moan as it collapses behind you. Let's get those initiative rolls in the turn order.
Oh, beeswax.
Everyone's getting ones. Yay.
Yeah, it's the cool thing to do. All the cool kids are doing it. So
Yeah.
just join up.
How delightfully average.
I'm sorry, was saying beeswax a Winnie the Pooh reference?
Oh, Baba.
I'm not going to make it through this season. I'm not going to do it. It's just not going to happen.
Tyler's so mad because when he played an uplifted bear, he wasn't going to make any bear puns. It was going to be an awesome, cool character with the no bear puns.
Yeah, I don't think that would ever happen.
No, I never make bear puns.
I've heard otherwise.
I don't.
We are in combat, and you see Kaz at the front of this party. A couple of look like these Aslanti soldiers that you've already fought. A man and a woman step through the fog and see it looks like this older human man struggling in this odd mist structure, and they get a look at you across it, and it's combat time. They're going first here. First things first. We're getting some Kaz shots in. Some good Kaz shots in. I don't think I hit you last time. Not happy about it. Get this first attack roll going.
Oh no.
Natural 20 on
guys.
the dice.
It's been fun.
Goodness gracious. I'm excited. Because you know what that means. We get to go to critical shoutouts on our Patreon. And $10 a month, as many times as we roll these natural 20s in combat, get a shout out. We're going to try and get through everyone's as the season goes on. Boy, we've got some good ones here. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go with Eric Taylor. Eric, thank you for backing us on Patreon. And they say, here's a critteroo just for you. And
So delightful.
They couldn't have known who is this, but it rhymes with Drew, so I really appreciate that. Thank you, Eric. Here's a critteroo just for Drew. I'm pulling out the critical hit deck, but I forgot that you guys hate fun, and I don't get to use it for my lower level baddies, which means it's just double damage on these hits. Let me roll some d8s.
Oh no, D8s?
That is 9 points of piercing damage. 9, Drew.
So, Patrick,
Yeah.
I have some information for you.
Okay, good.
So when a Vanguard takes damage, at least at a certain point, which this clearly eclipses, I earn entropy points.
Yes, that is, I've heard of these.
So
We've not had them this season yet.
And when I get hit with a critical attack, I earn an extra entropy point. Just just because.
You sicko. You wanted this to happen.
So at this point, I have taken some damage, but it is now harder to hit me. Enjoy that.
Okay. Gross. This other one does see, looks like who they were chasing through this forest in front of them, but I think they see maybe some other figures in the mist. Nope. I think they just see Kaz and this other gentleman they're chasing. So let's see who to attack. They're gonna fire on this guy. Let's see. He is slowed down by Talara's carefully laid trap.
Oh no!
Run
Can I
right
see him?
through. Yes, it is. It does not obscure vision, fortunately, but it is like a thick pea soup of clear jello, I guess.
It's just clear jello.
12 on the dice. That is a hit.
Well, rip.
By a gentleman whose name we didn't get. A bullet pierces the back of his armor. You see kind of blood spray out, get stuck in the particulates of Talara's infinite wounds, and he starts hanging there midair. But
no.
looks like he's unconscious. Let's go next in the turn. Bumfuzzle, you hear these shots ringing out. You can see Kaz looks like he took a pretty damaging blow.
Yeah, and I see a dead man hanging in a jello ball. So that's
Hold on, before we go any farther, I want to mention that the Infinite Worlds only last for 1 round because I'm only level 1. So I don't know how that works with surprise round.
If it's just the 1 round, I still think it's going at least until the beginning of your next turn.
Okay.
As he just ran up on you guys the last few seconds. So still there, at least for now. Japert, what you got?
All right. Well, I saw this old man just die in a soup, and I saw a big jello thing, and I see Kaz standing out there getting lit up. So Bumfuzzle's going to jump back down behind this rock and take some cover. And I guess I can't take a shot, can I?
Unfortunately, yeah, you're not able to differentiate targets at that distance.
Maybe I'll just run in a little bit and stand behind Kaz. And,
You can see them. I think once you get to there, standing behind your human compatriot.
Yeah, I'm using Kaz's cover because he's a big, tall human man. Thanks, Meat Shield. And I'm going to do myself a little distraction. 1 second, tabs. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, and so I pull out my gun and I point it at the one that's over on the right. And then I sort of like flick a little button, and it like the barrel sort of just like shifts to the side and points at the one on the left. So he's not ready for it. He thinks I'm shooting his friend.
To get smart gun.
I know exactly.
Think again.
Sucker. All right, that's going to be a 29. That's good.
Oh, for the engineering check. I forgot. Yeah, you do that in addition to moving. That's enough. Go ahead and roll that attack.
Here we go. Too good. Oh no, that's the worst.
Yes.
Oh no.
Natural 1.
Shoot Drew in the back.
You could always use that re-roll per. Oh wait, no, we've already used it.
Oh no.
Are we on book 2 yet?
Yes. The demarcation was the fight with those crazy monkeys. And I forgot about you.
Book, a lot of back matter.
Oh boy, going back to the critical fail deck on cosmiccrit.com/critical-fail-deck. Submitted by Nasson. This is called Hot Pocket. And maybe it's the Goblin Engineering, but your gun overheats, causing you to drop it. You take damage equal to half the weapon level, so 1, and drop. The drop destroys half the ammo inside, so half of whatever was left in the battery. But weapon in the dirt, right next to you. Not that bad. That's a nice level 1 critical fail for us.
No, at least it's not a real junk laser.
Yeah, bad things happen on some.
Yeah, those just turn into grenades.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go next in the turn order to Talara.
Okay, so speaking of grenades, can I move and throw a grenade, or is that not allowed?
Now, would you have the grenade out? Because it is a move action to pull it, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. So I can't move and pull a grenade out and throw it all in one turn, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, no. Get ready, get in position, because right now you can't see anybody to, to hit. You have a general idea where firing's coming.
Yeah, I don't really want to get in harm's way, though. Okay.
That's a natural reaction to combat, so...
I will pull a grenade out, so I'm going to pull my frag grenade out just so that it's ready to go.
Okay.
But for right now, I am going to... Yeah, I think I'm just going to stay there. I'm just going to stay where I am and pull out a grenade.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh, okay. Do you want to hold a standard action? Do you want to, get ready to throw it if someone within view?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. That is easily done enough. I believe your infinite worlds, this fog, thick fog you've created kind of begins to dissipate, maybe just sparkle out of existence. And that is going to bring us to Nikithi. Nikithi, now you're on the other side of this clearing. You've heard these shots. You've heard maybe Kaz powering up. What would you like to do, Tyler?
Oh boy, Nikithi can't see anything, so he's just going to tell Idis to move around and try and be helpful to win. So she's going to move over as far as she can, kind of to our south. He knows that Nikithi and Bumfuzzle are off to the north. Maybe he's hoping that maybe some kind of flanking can happen. He can't see it, but that's what he's kind of hoping for. So Idis is going to move 30 feet south.
Okay. Move action for you?
Yeah. I'll hide behind this rock.
Okay.
With Talara.
Right next to Talara. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. And sadly, bottom of the turn order, Miles, unnatural 1 on initiative. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
You skipped Kaz.
Oh, I skipped you because, I thought you getting shot was enough of a turn. Sorry, no, Kaz. Drew, we're on to you.
So is this spot right here that I am pinging out of visual range of these cats?
Probably not.
All right. Kaz gives a look at Bumfuzzle and says, "Trust me, this will go our way," and ducks behind this rock.
Okay. You're running away from them?
I'm not running away, I'm setting a trap. There is a difference.
Okay. All right. No standard action, just moving back about 20 feet or so. So you're hiding actually behind some trees. Kind of still see through them. You're getting a bonus to cover. Right now you are then 30 feet away from these Aslantes, so out of sight as it were. But we have last in the turn order Win, Miles with the natural Uno. What you got, Miles?
So right now I'm kind of weighing my options. So all right, so they're too far away for Get 'em,
unfortunately,
and I can't move and cast Get 'em.
Well, you can because it's...
Oh, it could be a double.
Just a move action.
Yeah, but then I'll be the only person there, and they're both going to shoot me, and then I'll die and become a bare rug on someone.
It's not so fun when you're the frontline fighter who has to put themselves in the position of being hurt every single time.
I don't mind that. It's just that I'm already hurt. Stop being so salty. Dang slug.
The bear and the goblin both took some HP damage, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, what do you want to do, Miles?
I'm just gonna move over here next to Bumfuzzle.
Okay, making the goblin your meat shield.
Yeah, not a lot of cover coming from that 3-foot tall goblin.
He's resting down on his haunches like he's
still twice as big as me.
Yeah.
You got to squeeze
even get through that little space.
Yeah, no, the big bear's got to squeeze a bit, but you've got how much movement does Win have?
40 feet.
Okay, yeah. So it basically this little area around Kaz will act like difficult terrain, but when you get over here, there's enough space to kind of spread out, rub your back on the rocks, and that's turn 1, and we're back to them. The Aslante have, what do they have here? Well, they've got a shot on Bumfuzzle. They see a small goblinoid figure in the mist. I think they are going to move forward a little bit, so we have some more options. Let's see. So each of them moves about 10 feet forward, maybe kind of flanking out, keeping the thick jungle forest against their backs. And let's see, we got a giant bear, space goblin, and the person that they're pretty sure is almost dead because they got like a gut shot on them, even though behind a lot of cover there. Let's see who this first one here to the north, the female, is going to fire upon. Oh, that's going to a Bumfuzzle, and the one to the south, it's going to win. The giant bear through the woods. So you're going to get a little bit of cover from the foliage. Yeah, the trees are actually obscuring a bit. But let's do first Bumfuzzle. Rifle shot coming at you.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, 18 on the dice. You don't like to see that. Starting things off. D8. 5 points of piercing damage. Mm-hmm. And let's do one against Win, your buddy right behind you. Win, what is your KAC?
My KAC, I believe, is 12.
All right. So unfortunately, it looks like you are getting some cover from the trees, from even perhaps a Bumfuzzle, but I've rolled a 7 on the dice. That is a miss.
Woo!
Just a miss, though. Let's
couldn't hit
a little better.
Broadside of a bear, could you?
Let's go on to Bumfuzzle next.
Let's see here. So my gun is on the ground.
I forgot all about that. Yep.
Yep. Well, you don't have too many options at first level. Well, if only my friend the bear and the ninja weren't complete cowards. Unfortunately, no such luck for the goblin. Oh my god! You guys are
the frontline fighter. What do you get for doing
yeah. I'm the frontline fighter. Great teamwork. You don't
Look, last week you were critting folks. You were
the best combat.
Oh man.
Oh, is Bumfuzzle getting into hardcore mode now?
Yeah. Okay.
Are you running past this fool and?
Yeah. I'm doing that. Let's see. I'm gonna try to turn this critical fail where the thing overheats in my hands. I'm gonna pretend like I throw it at the guy, but really I just drop it. Here we go. Right? Yeah. I'm pretending like I swear. I'm pretending like it's the classic junk laser special.
Yes.
And so
junk laser special gambit.
Yes. And yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Jeez,
Yeah. Dude,
I'm rolling 20s on these engineering checks, but
yeah, stop rolling 20s on engineering checks.
Oh yeah, I'll do my best. I'll do my best, coward.
We know we gotta average that.
No one in this party is allowed to give me any grief anymore.
What I've done.
All right.
Oh, super hit.
Oh boy, yeah, super hit 19. That's a hit.
And then that's going to be max damage. It's going to be 8 points of damage on this guy.
So close to a cosmic crit.
Yep.
One number away. But yeah, you pulling out that knife. That is a major wound. Maybe just slicing and dicing.
Yeah.
That's a major arteries through the weak points in the armor. Yikes. They definitely see you as a major threat now. Talara, back to you.
Yeah, so I've still got this grenade in my hand, ready to go. But now Bumfuzzle is in the middle.
Oh my god. If you kill Bumfuzzle, I swear I'll never be your friend again, Rebecca.
So, my choices are a little bit limited. Oh gosh. I could try to hit just one of these guys. I just can't hit both of them.
That's true.
So I think I'm going to step forward right behind Win, and I'm going to throw the grenade to try to hit the guy to the south. So, like here?
I think you'll need to step a little... Oh, no, you're exactly 30 feet away. So that is enough. Now your range for throwing these things, you'll be out of the first range increments.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I can move forward some more. So, yeah, I want to be 20 feet away.
Within 20, yeah.
But I don't want to hit Bumfuzzle, and it has a 15-foot range, so...
I'm sorry, what kind of grenade is this?
A frag?
Mm-hmm. I don't think it has does it have a 15-foot radius?
Yeah, that's what it says. That's what that's what I meant. So It says range 20 feet, and it's 15-foot radius. So I don't want to hit Win or Kaz or Bumfuzzle, so...
Yeah,
I'm thinking...
Well, if you miss, it could, roll in a number of directions, but you can just throw it to the side of the Aslanti soldier, and that will be outside of range 15 foot of everyone.
Okay, great. Yeah, so let me do that.
Miss, it could move and hit people. Don't miss.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
Sounds good.
That was in character.
All right, so thrown? Is that right?
Yep, it's a strength-based attack roll, and you're basically attacking the ground.
Yeah, and I'm not great at strength or BAB, so this is probably not going to go well.
Well, it's pretty easy DC. I think it's normally DC 10, but you are trained with grenades.
A natural toot is not going to go great.
Oh, rolled a natural toot, so... It's a miss.
Well, listeners, I hope you enjoyed Bumfuzzle's big adventure in the jungle.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Now, determining where a myth grenade lands, Rebecca, can you roll a D8 for me?
6.
Okay. 6, I believe it's going further away from you.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, so... Good news is, Kaz or Bumfuzzle probably not going to die from this grenade.
Awesome.
Better news is that the Aslanti is still within the grenade's range of effect, I believe.
All right.
Let's see.
I imagine it would hit that embankment, right?
Yeah, there's a little wall behind it. It might land on top. Like you got super air with the grenade. But let me roll a reflex for the Aslanti. Ooh, natural 1, so taking full damage from this. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay, 4.
Nice. All right, 4 points of damage on the board for this one in the south, and you guys just hear branches and tree trunks kind of snapping as bits and pieces of the frag grenade kind of explode through the mist. That is a Talara turn, bringing us back to Nikithi. Gunshots, explosions, normal day.
Okay, so Nikithi sees Win potentially, hopefully, preparing for an attack, and he does want Idis to be of the best use. So he tells Idis just to get in there and try to flank the enemy. And so Idis is going to take a double move and get right behind one of these soldiers. She's kind of tucked up against an embankment, and this is the guy who just got grenaded. So there she is, and that'll be everything.
That is her turn. Getting a look at this Aslanti through your drone's eyes from the safety of about 40 feet away. Next, we're on to a Kaz.
Kaz leaps back out from his moment of respite to
Hiding spot is what that was.
his trap that he laid.
That was his fortress of cowardice.
Oh boy.
We'll talk about this later. And
You gotta go hardcore mode once you get crit.
Sorry, I gotta keep up with Bumfuzzle. That's a whole thing. So he is going to flank this Aslanti to the north with Bumfuzzle and hit it with an entropic strike.
No. Oh boy, that's a high roll.
That is 20 for the attack, not counting the flanking.
Yeah. Oh, that's a hit.
And that is 5 points of acid damage.
All right, and ouch. With that, you see where you've hit, kind of the armor starts to vibrate, and the molecules just kind of unbind themselves, and you see this huge wound appear underneath where this armor has been utterly destroyed. That is enough to drop this one between you and Bumfuzzle putting in work.
Nice.
She is dead.
You see, sometimes traps pay off.
Bumpo's gonna cut your throat in your sleep, you monster. You monster.
That was all Kaz. The old Kaz trap. We're not done with turn 2. We're on to Win. Back to you, Miles.
All right. So now that Wynn's taken a moment to strategize, he is going to run down here to the Aslanti scout to be flanking with Idis.
Already.
And is going to try to bonk him with the junk sensor.
Now, do you want to turn on your junk sensor just for this fight? You got only one combatant left.
Well, it's already been on.
It's a good point. If you'd gotten it ready before this. What do you roll here on this dice?
That's a 15 plus 2, I guess.
For flanking, that is plus 2 with Idis. That's a hit.
All right, that is for 5 points of damage.
Ouch, 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 ouch. And this one already had some grenade damage. He's not looking too good, but it is his turn.
It's looking pretty delicious.
Oh boy, he wants to get away and potentially make another shot on one of you guys. But I think surrounded, there's not really anywhere that he can guarded step. He understands this is life and death, and immediately just drops the rifle. It kind of falls to his side in a sling, and in the same quick motion, pulls out a pretty wicked, serrated looking survival knife, and is going to come at Win with an attack going for midriff, bare tummy. A 10 on the dice. Your KAC, Miles.
KAC is 12.
All right, that is a hit, and D4 damage on this. +1, 2 points of damage, barely gets through your overgrown living armor, your wooden armor, for a few points of damage. And we're back to Bumfuzzle.
Alrighty, so, gosh, I kind of don't want to burn another trick attack description on this, but but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Are they trick attack worthy?
Right, yeah, at this point, I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Bumfuzzle is gonna run up and run up to the side here and reach underneath Idis and like unscrew a thing, and then like oil just starts coming out and gets all over his boots.
Are you milking Idis?
just releasing the oil reserves.
changing out the oil.
Just changing the oil. And I said,
that sounds like a euphemism.
I look around and Nikithi's not here, so I'm like, this is gonna be fine. I can fix this before he gets back. And so I do that.
I swear, if you roll another 20 on this.
No!
Yay!
I love that you were mad at Miles for that.
What is happening?
Oh my
What is
God.
happening?
Swear to goodness.
Goodness does not smile upon you, Patrick. The day is on.
I'll take it as opposed to the attack rolls, but holy
Well, that was a 19.
clean. Well, getting that trick damage still.
Yeah.
Yeah, the attack is a hit, obviously.
Super hit.
And I got absolutely minimum damage, 2 points of damage.
Thank goodness. This guy's sticking around through though very, very distracted by your oil gambit. But that brings us back to Talara, surrounded by your teammates. You do have a shot on them, but it is up to you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to pull out my laser pistol and take a shot.
All right, shooting through your furry friend.
Yep. Not great.
Nope, not at all.
That's karma for you.
2 on the dice is 4 on the dice. 6 total. Gonna be a miss. Nikithi, back to you.
Nikithi's working with his custom rig, and the part of the rig lights up, and he
Check oil.
punches in a few things, and he sees that the hydraulic fluid that runs the automatic shell ejector for the Gulch gun that's installed is low. But he doesn't see that any damage has been put into the drone.
You should get closer to investigate.
Naturally curious, he gets closer to investigate. He's gonna stay behind some shrubs. I don't think he can. Can he actually see? Oh yes, no, he can see. So he sees fluid all over the ground.
Yeah, something
He's
wrong with
also
Idas.
looking
You
very
gotta-
guilty. This
You
is
gotta
like
take Idas back to the store. This
Yeah,
one's broken.
He's extremely curious as to what caused this seemingly spontaneous fluid leak. Meanwhile, he's still going to command Idas to attack to try and bite, or I'm sorry, not bite. Try to claw this soldier in the throat.
Okay, Idas. Let's see what happens.
Probably not as good. Oh, that might be enough.
Oh, that's more than enough. Flanking with the giant bear.
That's a
16
8.
plus 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. But minimum damage, 3 points.
That's okay because every hit point matters, and this is enough to get another Idas kill. I think this is number 3. Idas drags this thing, to the dirt. You see just a pool of blood filling up the Aslanti armor. We're out of combat.
Bumfuzzle starts like trying to scoop the oily dirt and like put it back in the tank. And,
That's
like,
how it works.
and like there's like blood in there too, and he's just like shoving it in. He's like, "It's fine, it's fine." Just screw it back.
I am upset. And also disappointed. And he calls the drone over and he begins working. He's going to begin working on it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So who exactly is this Joker that died in my trap?
Well, he's actually still breathing, but bleeding out, I should say. Breathing and bleeding. Does anybody have any healing capabilities? Any ability to staunch the blood loss?
I mean, I can do a medicine check.
Is
I
that
have a
something?
healing serum.
Well, it's up to you if you want to burn it. When does or Mouse does Win know like first aid?
I mean, he's got +6 in medicine.
All right, give me a roll. We'll see if you can enact some treatment.
That's a 19.
So enough to keep him alive right after.
We're not going to lose this one today.
Giant bare hands, kind of just choking the blood loss to a stop. But you're able to get some bandages on it, and looks like he'll make it. We are out of combat, which means it's XP time. Once again, you won the fight. It was another CR1 encounter. You know that's 400 XP divided amongst you, 100 XP each, which brings us to what, Rebecca?
600.
600, almost 50% of the way to level 2. You guys, very similar gear, kit output to these other Aslanti that you saw. It's pretty wicked looking survival knives on them, heavy armor, and these Imperial pacification rifles. We're out of combat. What do you guys want to do?
I probably question this. Is he conscious or is he just alive?
Right now, he is not dying, but he is indeed unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I
Bumfuzzle's gonna go.
look for some ID on this guy?
It doesn't look like there's anything really on him, perhaps minus... Actually, I think he's got like a piece of tape on top of his armor that just reads Jellic.
Like in pre-K when they put a piece of masking tape on your back so everyone knows what your name is?
Yeah.
So Jellic died in Jello?
Yeah, his name
He's not dead.
probably is
Almost died?
Almost died in Jello.
So Wynn sees like the tape on his armor and just looks at Bumfuzzle and goes,
Friend of yours?
Bumfuzzle just shakes his head and then walks over to the bushes and then lies down in the bushes to take a 10-minute nap.
Does this guy have? I think you would describe that he had a laser pistol with him.
Yep. It looks like it's nearly out of ammo.
That's fine. Nikithi wants to. He would check the boy and make sure that we take all any kind of weapons he might have away because we do not trust him. We do not know them. He doesn't want them to be armed when they wake up.
Easy enough. While you're looking at him, maybe these other bodies, you notice every time one of you move, there's this little device on the front of the Aslanti armor that seems to be pinging this very short light, like a little flash.
Can I identify that with an engineering check?
Make me a roll.
That's gonna be a 18.
Yeah, you're not too sure what it is. It looks like it's kind of Aslanti tech, but what exactly it does.
Nikithi looks over at Bumfuzzle and says, "Perhaps you know more about this."
Oh, now you need my help. And so Bumfuzzle walks back over and bends down and takes a peek at this thing. Oh, yes, of course. This is, I don't know what this is. Exact same roll.
Where are your 20s now? You rolled an 18 as well?
Yeah, I look down and I say, this is, Aslanti?
Yes, I meant the device.
Well, as the boys cannot figure it out, perhaps Talara, as they're looking it over, you get this weird sensation just coming within a few feet of it. There's some magic radiating off of it. If you or anyone else wants, you can use mysticism to see if you can identify what exactly this thing is doing.
Will do. It's an 11.
Ooh, Kaz is less than that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like you guys can figure out exactly what it is. It's definitely some kind of hybrid magical technological device. But
can I use life science instead of mysticism? Because of my my Osharu nature, I can use life science. Oh, that's to identify creatures, I think.
yeah, this is magical hybrid device. It is very small. Does anyone want to take it with them with the knowledge that you can only have a couple of magic items on your person at any time?
Do we know for sure that it's not going to track our movements or otherwise do nefarious things to us?
It looks, you're not sure exactly how it works. It looks like it might have been used to track others. It looks like it is at least pinging whenever you guys move near it. So,
oh, like some sort of a motion detector, maybe.
Yeah, how it works exactly, you do not know.
Is it worn on the arm or something?
Yeah, it's like on the right breast of the Aslanti male soldier, just kind of like hanging there where one might hang some extra ammo or like a little pocket.
Oh, I'll carry it with me if it's not too heavy.
If there are two of them, I'll take the other one.
There's just the one, unfortunately.
Okay.
But that's just about everything you find on the Aslanti. What looks like this other human. You're pretty sure this is maybe a colonist of some sort. What do you guys want to do with him?
I don't know. Leave him in the woods?
Well, he might know something about what's going on.
I will carry him.
Put him on my back.
Or that.
Does anyone need to take a 10-minute rest or longer?
I probably a longer. Yes, if we can take a nappy nap, that would be great.
Well, it's up to you guys. You tell me what you want to do.
I would love to go to sleep and fully heal.
Heal forever.
You don't fully heal.
Yeah, I think you
gain some health
one
back
per level when you sleep.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, you get all your SP and then 1 HP back, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You can get your RP as well.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that.
Oh, if we're going to be resting that long, then I think Nikithi would spend that time, because he doesn't need to rest. He doesn't have any injuries, so I think he would maybe spend that time looking over the device with Bumfuzzle and maybe assisting with maybe, I don't know, if we could take 10 on the check. I don't know if that would be helpful.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's possible, but if you do guys want to set up here or find another location overnight, you might be able to figure it out after some trial and error. What do you want to do? I mean, this looks like a pretty defensible clearing, just these two entrances in and out, east and west. You can climb back up the mountains if you want, get closer to perhaps the city, but who here probably has the best survival?
That might be Bumfuzzle.
Oh boy.
I've got an 8. Anybody else got anything else?
I have a +4.
I have +3.
Okay.
Give me a roll, see if you can figure out a good location.
Can this be
let's
assisted?
See what I know.
I think this will be just single rolls from what you've seen so far of your trail. It does look like Bumfuzzle, maybe you espied somewhere, 20 minutes walk back that would have complete, you'd be completely hidden from like other paths, and there's like a good amount of down trees you can kind of hide behind.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty defensible camp location.
It sounds good. Let's hide these two Aslantes in the bushes and then take this guy back to a more defensible spot.
Okay. Yep. So it's not too long. You can carry him back between Kaz just kind of bodying this older guy and I don't know, Wynn just picking them up like a teddy bear. And you make it back to the small glen that Bumfuzzle espied. You can start resting up. Does anybody have any capabilities of anyone bring any food or anything along those lines from the ship?
I try to eat the monkeys.
What do you guys want to do here?
I mean, aside from sleep.
Apologize to Bumfuzzle.
Bumfuzzle is inconsolable in a tree.
So are we sleeping long enough for me to get my spells back?
Yeah, I mean, you can wait until dawn breaks on the next day, so it's a little more than 12 hours because we're just in the afternoon there. But in that time, maybe closer to midnight, the figure that this Jellic you pulled out of this firefight kind of staggers awake and coughs up some blood. Looks like he might be coming to.
I'd like to cast Charming Veneer on Wynn and let him talk to this strange man.
This new season and all your guys' new abilities. Tell us, what is Charming Veneer?
It's a level 0 spell, and grants my target +1 circumstance bonus to charisma checks.
Oh, and you can cast this on anyone, not yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Do you say anything to Wynn or just start enchanting them?
Hey Wynn, why don't you find out who this guy is? And I cast it on him.
How long does
his forehead. I jump up and touch his forehead.
How long does this last?
10 minutes.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, suddenly emboldened through magical means, you guys can all help out if rolls need to be made. But he's coughing up a lung and says,
Where am I? Who are you people?
I am Wynn of the Hexen Way.
Oh, okay. You're obviously not with the Aslanti.
No, we bring supplies, friend. We bring supplies for the colony. But what of the Aslantes? What? We did not expect them.
No one does, son.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Jeez.
Let me catch my breath and get up. Does anybody have any water?
Presumably there's some in the supplies that we're bringing.
Nikithi carries around a canteen of water. That is actually on my... He actually does. So yes, he has water.
He takes it from you and unscrews a salt shaker and just pours it in. And says,
Oh, good old salt water, my favorite.
Just kidding. He takes a long draft and kind of clears his throat and hawks up something that looks black and in red and says,
My name's Jellic. I'm a member of the Maidalon's Landing. Boy, oh boy, I don't know how far back to start my tale for you. It started about a month or so ago. We saw what we thought was a meteor land, a dozen or so miles from camp. A group of folk went out to investigate. Some of the more scientisty types, Sedona and Corsica, and along with some others. And when they came back, they done said it wasn't no space rock at all, but some kind of high-tech probe that destroyed itself in its fall. And, well, it landed a stone's throw, though, from something else. Looked like another crashed ship, Sedona said, but it had been there a long time, maybe centuries or longer. It was overgrown with wildlife, so I guess none of our scans had picked it up on our initial scouts of Nacondas. Well, anyway, Sedona went inside this crashed ship and came out the next day a little banged up, but no worse for the wear, and she had an armful of old tech she was real excited about. Said it was cutting-edge stuff. She had to sit down with our leader, Maidalon, and my, and with another colonist named Ibretta. See, Ibretta's chief engineer here in the colony, and she's my ex-wife. Anyway, Sedona told the two of them. The rest of them got real secretive about everything. Couldn't tell you why, though. He
goes in for another drink. Anyway, a couple days go past, things start to settle down, only to blow it all over again. Starship showed up above the township unannounced in the middle of the night. It opened fire on our communications array, melted the dang thing to slag. The town was surrounded in no less than 24 soldiers, armed, equipped, with their fingers on the triggers. They broke down our doors and surrounded everyone, took us to the town center. And a couple of younger folk, they pulled pistols on them, and they got killed faster than I could keep count. And the rest of us, disarmed, we were in our skivvies in the town center. We're party to a speech from their leader, this real brutal sounding lady. I didn't get a good look at her face, mind you, but I could tell she was a dangerous one. She told us in no uncertain terms that this here planet was annexed and now was a part of the Aslanti Star Empire. Another man, a good man named Tullen Broader, he got up, raised a stink, and it weren't but 10 words out his mouth before that she-devil Aslanti had put a bullet between his eyes. Tullen fell to the ground deader than dirt. And his wife, well, she was beaten unconscious then. She had raised such a wail, ain't anything I'd ever heard before. They made us bury the bodies until the sun came up. The widow brought her too. Worked us through the next 2 days putting together this building in the center of town and raising their command post. This garrison where they've been operating out of. Anyway, after that woman in charge had to taking control, she started asking around, questioning folks, interrogating all the colonists, see. They was asking about that old ship Sedona found. They claimed it was some as ancient Aslanti tech. They seemed awful interested in it, so they rounded up the mayor, Madelon, and Sedona, a few others that had gone out there and locked them up inside their garrison. The ship that landed, the Aslanti left, but this occupying force remained and started instituting martial law. Their rules made this place a prison camp more than anything. You step out of line, you don't ask how high when they say jump. These sickos are more likely to break a bone than ask anything twice. We've been trying to make do these last few weeks, but the punishments are out of hand. I've had to bury more than a few of our own since that first night.
So tell me, sir, how is it you came to this place?
Well, whenever they find people running, they shoot first, so I saw a chance and I had to get out of there. They were already in the forest, though, hunting for some of the others that escaped, and I ran right into a squad of them. I managed to get, I think one of them down with a few shots from the old blaster here, but I turned tail and ran again. I think it was a lucky shot. But yeah, one of their bullets grazed me, and this other one don't look too good, huh?
Yes, one grazed you and then one didn't.
Yeah, they say you don't hear the one that gets you, but it looks like you dressed this wound pretty well, though I'm still hurting. Oh, anyway, that's when I ran into you all.
Well, it looks like this colony is over. We should take our supplies, take him, and sell them somewhere else.
Doubtful.
What now?
If the Aslanti Star Empire wants this colony, then they will have it. There is nothing that will stop them, and they will kill anyone who tries to take it back.
Oh, this one's a coward. This one's a bed of roses.
I walk over and I give Talara a high five.
I may have run at the sight of them today, but we showed them what we were capable of.
Thought that was a trap.
We will continue to show them it was a trap. But I also ran. But it was a trap. It was the whole thing. Thanks for the character development moment, Miles.
Nikithi gets really dark and he goes, "Your words are all very brave, but when you see the inside of an Aslanti prison and are treated like cattle, maybe your words and your bravery will not be so sharp."
You mentioned that there were others who ran. Did any other escape? Do you know?
No, they're keeping everyone under lock and key for the most part. It was hard to get away from one of those work camps they got the younger folks on. But like I said, they got plenty of folks locked up. It's keeping most people in check. They said they'll execute them. A mayor in Corsica and Sedona.
I don't want to see those people hurt. I feel bad about running, but I was hoping I could get help.
I have a feeling this is why Sedona contacted us in the first place. The Aslanti Empire is no better than many of the corporations mining planets in our own packed worlds. They're just going to spread, and if they know that we're already here, they're not going to let us leave. I think we should help this colony.
Pronking Aslanti. They're no better than the rest of us.
On that, we agree.
At a minimum, we should at least try to extract as many survivors as we can. If we can't take it's a planet, for gosh sakes. If we can't take the planet back from them, then we at least need to try to evacuate as many of the prisoners as possible.
I mean, it ain't much of a planet. It's a small colony in the behind end of the vast. Ain't no one gonna come to our rescue. If it weren't for you folks, I don't know who the next people to show up to this planet would be.
Well, tell us, do you know of any weaknesses in their defenses? Somehow that we could sneak in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much. I was running for my life. Golly, but yeah, putting me back together. You all bringing some weapons and whatever that thing is. He points to Itis. I mean, if you all want, I can try and take you into town stealthy, like get you to sit down with the ex, Ibretta. She might know what to do. She's as smart as they come on this colony. Maybe save Sedona.
That would be much appreciated. Any closer we can get to Sedona would get us one step further to being off this godforsaken rock.
Any last questions for Jellic? He needs some sleep, I think.
Yeah, I want to just sort of run this this little like BB thing that I've at this point duct taped to my chest.
Mm-hmm.
I would sort of want to like pass it back and forth over him to see if it's reacting specifically to him or if it's to sort of everyone here. I'm like just trying to do some experiments, and like before he goes to bed, I want to experiment on him a little bit.
He explains that he's seen, pretty sure, like you all are, it's a motion detector of some kind, and he can relate the ways he has seen the Aslanti using it. It seems like that they reset it by like pressing this one button and like tapping it to their armor multiple times. And then they take it and kind of hold it with this button held down against everyone in their squad, which kind of neutralizes them and does not detect their movement, but it does seem to ping out to a range any other movement within pretty wide radius. And if you're testing it out overnight, you're not sure of the Aslanti name for this, but it is a motion detection badge in the rule book. This little hexagon-shaped box, and you can use it basically like they did to kind of give you a little wider radius detection of non-friendly creatures moving through the mist.
I do have one last question. Is there a place in town that we might buy more supplies? I'm running low on fuel for my bonker.
Yeah, no, Ibretta can help you in the fuel department. She ain't got much, but I'm sure she'll be willing to part with some of our supplies.
Yeah, something doesn't add up. I think Talara would look at this guy and a little incredulous. How did someone like you manage to kill an Aslanti soldier and escape? Your story seems a little fishy to me.
Well, I'm telling you the truth, but it was a lucky shot. If you come back to town with me, I can prove everything I said.
I don't think I want to be led into an Aslanti trap. You say you're a colonist, but I think I know what you really are. I think you are to be continued.
Oh. I heard you say.
I was like, where's Rebecca going with this?
I heard you say, I think you are too, and I was just like, oh, please say two gophers in a trench coat.
Oh, she found me out.
Skitter. They just like...
Hey, Jellic Folson didn't die, so I get to do that voice some more.
Oh, good.
Yay.
I really can't wait to see how he and his ex-wife reunion back in the settlement.
That's what I want to see. It's getting exciting.
That's what the people come here for the drama.
Oh, yes.
Maybe this near-death experience will let them see they were really just being selfish and they do actually care about each other.
All right, don't write my story, Tyler. Spoil things for the folks at home shipping the reunion story. That was an episode and a half. It feels like, right?
Yeah.
That's a few combats. Yeah, we're getting back in the swing of things. It feels like.
Oh boy, you guys took out some of these combatants. Little turnaround from last week's 5-turn long combat.
Helps to roll well.
Yeah.
It usually does in these games. Yeah, I find that's true. Higher numbers are the better numbers.
Imagine that.
Well, let's wrap this up. I'm sure people are ready to see what is happening back in Madelon's Landing. We'll figure it out next week when we get back to it. Oh boy. Laughed pretty hard in this episode. I got a split in my side from you guys.
we were in good humor tonight, that's for sure.
Oh boy. Thank you guys for playing with me. There's nothing else to
Thank
say
you.
here.
Thank you, bud.
Let's say until next time, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.